I have just made the loveliest Botanical oil-based facial cleanser. It smells so good. I use this product, Butter Pearls by Simply Ingredients, and wonderful botanicals. Great oils for mature skin. Look at this. It's nice and creamy. And yeah, I'm gonna apply it now. I love the way this feels. So let's go over our botanicals just a little tiny bit. First one I have here is Marshmallow Root. When it's infused in oil, it's great for soothing irritated skin. The next one we have is Comfrey Leaves, which is known as a skin strengthener and a tissue rebuilder. Isn't that wonderful? The next one I have here is Lavender Buds. And lavender, of course, is known for its calming and soothing properties, but also it's supposed to be great for wrinkles, and it's an anti-inflammatory. And our final one is Calendula, which is great for sensitive skin and can be used on all skin types. And it's wonderful for dryness and for redness. Let's take a moment to go over the carrier oils I am going to be using. This one is Apricot oil. As you can see, it's very light in color, very light in scent, and it's also, check my notes here real quick, it's great for vitamin A and E, and it belongs to the same family of oils as avocado, olive, and sesame seed. Very light. The second oil I'm going to be using is sunflower, and it's known as a great moisturizer, and it's loaded with vitamins A, E, and D. And I always grind up my oil. I always grind up my botanicals. I know different people put them in whole, but I remember years ago when I was studying at American College of Health Sciences, and I did a paper on Calendula, and I read an article by the renowned Michael Moore, and he talked about grinding up your botanicals before you do the infusion. And since that time, I don't know what dropped, and since that time I have been grinding up my botanicals, and also I found some other uses for the botanicals, but we'll talk about that later. So I'm adding 4 ounces of oil here. There we go. I'm going to stir it up just a little teeny tiny bit. I don't want anything stuck to the side. I want everything covered with oil. When I close my jar up, I don't do it super tight. I let it stay slightly loose. So as you can see, I put my finger here. I have added hot water to my crock pot. I put the settings of the crock pot on low, and I'm going to let this marinate or infuse for maybe the next 4 to 5 hours. I'll come back and then we will strain it, and when we continue our process. In part 2 of our process, we're going to be using Butter Pearls from Simply Ingredients. This was gifted to me. It's another FYI. The formula I'm using today is a formula I use for my cleansing oil. So I thought it would be really good, or it should be fun, to change my cleansing oils from a liquid base to more of a solid base. And I was also thinking it might not be as messy, because when it's in the liquid base, sometimes it just kind of gets all over the place. So as you can see, put this away. Isn't that beautiful? Did that come out lovely or what? I love the way it looks. It's beautiful green. Open the jar. So now we can take a really good look inside. It has a very earthy aroma. Smells real good. I'm gonna let this cool for about an hour, and then we will go through our straining process, which can be extremely messy. Before I start to strain, I want to capture the weight of my jar. This in here. This here. Let's do the straining. So sometimes you got to give it a bit of a squeeze because you want to get all those goodies out. Good. So now we are finished. So I'm going to let this sit for a while. Ooh. And then I want to make sure all the residue is at the bottom. Then I will strain it again, and then we will make our Botanical facial cleansing balm. So you're probably wondering, what do I do with my leftover byproduct? Here's one I already started. And I do something real simple. I take a piece of wax paper. I use one of these little containers I got from the dollar store. And I line the wax paper. I line the container. And I add about a teaspoonful of the byproduct here. I know some people, they compost their byproduct. Some people probably throw it away. But one of the things I am trying to do is to embrace zero waste as much as possible. And I know that we can't not be 100%. But where we can, we should. And I just fill this up. Once this is filled up, I will put it in. Once it's filled up like this, let's put my top on it. I will write the name of whatever the botanical byproduct is, the date, and I will put it in the freezer. And then I will use it for several other projects. Those I will create a video to kind of give you an idea what I do with these. And so if you are interested in embracing zero waste, maybe perhaps it can give you a some ideas on what to do. The infusion oil has been sitting overnight, and I don't know if you can see this real well, but at the bottom you can see there is some residue. I am going to strain it again because you want this as clean as possible. So after I've completed my third strain, my total oils equal 3.65 ounces. So if we step back just a second, the oil I used was a total of 8 ounces, which means I need to replace or add to this 4.35 ounces, so I have so I can get back to my 8 ounces of oil. These are the butter pearls that are from Simply Ingredients in California. And what this will do, this will give me that balm-like feeling for my cleansing balm. This is going to be interesting. This is the first time I'm using it, but I'm excited. So in my jar here, I have my infusion oil plus the additional sunflower oil and apricot oil, plus the additional oils for mature skin that I am using as part of this formula. Next thing I have to do is to add my butter pearls into the jar. So how do we calculate the butter pearls? So this jar totals 10.25 ounces. So I need to find out how much is 80% of 10.25 ounces. That's 8.2 ounces. And of the 8.2 ounces, I need to calculate out 20%. So I rounded it out to 1.6 ounces. So I'm going to add the 1.6 ounces to this jar. All the butter pearls are melted. That the weight of the oil has gone up, and the reason it's gone up is because of the butter pearl. So I have now a total of 11.85 ounces. Right. My jars are already clean. A little bit more in each jar. So let me try this. Just a little bit more. That's good. I have about an ounce in each one of these jars. I'm going to let it sit for a few hours so it's to solidify, so that it will solidify. The product has solidified, and I'm going to scrape just a little bit out of there. on my finger. It absorbs quickly. Now, I'll be honest with you, because my hands are so rough and dry, I can actually see me using this not only as a facial cleanser, because I like the smell. Oh, I like that very herbally, earthy smell. If you don't like herbally, earthy smells, the formula may not be for you, or the herbs I use may not be for you. You might want to just try something like this with calendula or rose or just plain lavender. But oh, I love the way it feels. It's nice and it's smooth. Um, this is really cool. This is Vanessa here from Degania Aromatics. Thank you so much for joining me. But before you click away, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And until our next video, be abundantly blessed. Bye-bye for now.